Josephine.
Radiant team.
Well, enough of that. Hello and welcome everybody to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 16, Week 1. Hollywood, Reedy, Game 2. With me here, still the Doctor of Dota, Randy.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I was gonna say allegedly. With me here, still the Wizard of Dota Wizard.
Hello.
Or maybe the Wizard of Dota Watson, if you believe him. Last time, we saw Reedy's team just completely smash the two side lanes, and Looter could not really hold everything together when the gap was that big. See what happens this time. Interestingly, Reedy still choosing to target pause 3s here, even though they've shown their hand on Mid-20 being the pause 3, though Koblis has returned since the first game, and you might see a role shift. Like, it might have been that they shifted roles just because they had the stand in there. Hard to say.
I think it's interesting that they banned the Wind Ranger. Like, they could have left it and then potentially forced the other team to ban it, and they would have got a first pick for themselves. But instead of, because they banned the Wind Ranger, they're allowed to ban Coplis's IO and just get away with it. And now they end up picking Spirit Breaker, just, I mean, still a strong hero, but I think it's your first pick. You don't necessarily have to ban both of these, like, super meta heroes.
You think he can first pick the Windrunner, get away with it?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like one of the strongest heroes in Dota. There aren't a lot of obvious counters, and Princess, I'm pretty sure Princess is like a Windrunner specialist, like even before the hero was meta. Princess was picking it, so yeah, I think they can.
I don't know, I think maybe it's me being cynical. I do kind of hesitate to say at an LD2L level you can just stick it in first and just get the free W on it. And certainly at the pro level. Hard to argue that, though. Princess is certainly a good Windrunner, but I think maybe you need that X factor to for it to be that safe. Somebody on the Monstars was listening to your commentary from last round and thought it applied to them as they've decided to go for the Pit Lord this time.
Yeah, it's a good hero. Beefy, yeah. I guess that's their alternative to Spirit Breaker. It makes Spirit Breaker's life kind of sad.
Oh boy, here we go. Here's a fun fact for everybody sitting there at home. There are 2 heroes in the entire pool, the entire game, that have a positive win rate against Medusa, and one of them just got banned.
Yeah, anti-mage. Drow? What's the other one? Is it Drow?
Nope.
Darkseer.
Yep.
Darkseer, okay, huh.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, you pick like a Drow, a Sniper, these will do okay.
It's true.
Yeah, I think combinations of heroes can make Medusa's life like miserable, so it's not quite like only 2 heroes in the game are useful against it.
Yeah, that is the case. It's just, you know, it's a very strong pick for this slot in this season until a patch comes out. Because it's just, if it's not banned, it's very, very easy to just ban out everything you're afraid of, I think.
Yeah.
The Pit Lord's kind of nasty.
Yeah.
Pit Lord's kind of nasty. You don't necessarily want to play into Pit Lord as Medusa, but if Pit Lord was all you needed, he'd be above 50%.
10 seconds remaining.
A lot of the good combos of them are going out. Undying, of course, is really not very useful against her at all.
No, it don't do anything. But I mean, they won't be in the same lane, so
yep,
it'll be okay.
The sad thing is, though, it's going to make it hard to get rid of Medusa in those vulnerable early game portions. You kind of want to have at least, you know, supports and 3 that are going to be good against her. Pit Lord's good against her defensively. Undying is terrible against her, so they're going to have an awesome pause 4 to make that work. Which they could. They could pick up like a Nyx Assassin here, and that would certainly be a decent way to go about it. Knocking out the PL here, not a bad idea. Randy, tell all the folks at home about the AI.
The AI?
Yeah, the team's like draft AI.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's like a new feature on like Shreds where you can draft and it'll give you like the best heroes for each position. And I haven't found a team where the pause 1 pick is not Medusa or PL.
And one of those
if it's not like it's Medusa in 90% of games, and if you pick anti-mage it becomes PL. It's like the only way it changes. It's actually insanely terrible pause 1 parity right now.
Lion coming out here. Lions,
Interesting.
I mentioned they need an awesome support there. Lion is not the worst support to draft into Medusa as well. He's certainly going to be able to get rid of the Medusa early. My question with Lion is that, oh boy, is this guy going to get beat up by this Spirit Breaker?
Not. I mean, he shouldn't. It shouldn't be that bad. Murana will be worse.
Yeah,
If
bigger problem.
they put the Murana as a 5, which I kind of think they should do. I don't think they will. Then
Well,
Lion can't just managing. Because I feel like Lion should be the 4, right? And he wants to just sit there and managing Medusa. But if Murana's there, then he just gets arrowed.
Yep.
I'm
I mean, they have several ways to stop that, because Marana Arrow stops that. Anything Spirit Breaker does can stop that. I think Photic Shield breaks the drain, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not sure about that either. I don't think it's so, but I don't know. This is gonna be funny though if Medusa dies to manage Rain. I'm gonna laugh because
yeah, they got so many good ways to set it up. Even if a Photic can't stop it, Curse of Avernus certainly can. And I think you are kind of likely to see Marana 5 because I don't see an LD2L drafting Spirit Breaker, Marana, and Abaddon, and Marana is going to be the core of those 3.
I think Spirit Breaker's the core. I think Marana might be the plus 4 though, and then Abaddon might be the 5. But I don't like it very much at all. Like Medusa doesn't get any much value out of Abaddon because like one of the things Abaddon does is he heals, but Medusa can't get healed. So like you're not getting that, and then he's not going to deal with the Lion very well compared to.
Really, the only thing you can do is like preserve her mana with your shield. It's about.
Yeah, if it's not going to be a bad in a core role, I definitely would prefer him to see him 4 in this game. Yeah, does not really do anything for the Medusa. You're gonna have to go on W and E. I mean, A, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just be a core anyway. But B, like, yeah, I mean, Medusa. If you can't kill Medusa anyway, that's not gonna help. Sniper coming out here. Little funny garden gnome, man.
Also, I said it's like Sniper or Drow are like best options for decent, but I don't know. I don't think Sniper's very good right now, and I also don't think it's very good versus Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, it's got Spirit Breaker to go into. It's got Marana that can be a problem.
Really terrible against Spirit Breaker, yeah.
Good against Abaddon, but that's about the only positive I can say about it.
The Undying and the Underlord are good for bodying, like for Sniper though. So like he does have these stinky frontliners that can protect him a little bit. Like if Spirit Breaker can get interrupted by the pit, it can be hard to like charge what you want to charge, like the pit lying around. But yeah, I don't know.
There's kind of a nasty matchup. I think a lot of people underestimate just how much that Pit of Malice messes with a lot of the popular offlaners and some of the more aggressive supports in that capacity. Like, you see the Underlord, you're like, oh great, pick Bristleback into that. Awesome, I can just blow him up with the Quill Spikes. I don't have to care about his damage reduction. And then you realize that he's just going to put the pit in the middle of a fight, and if it's in an even vaguely good spot, basically just half of your mobility just disappeared unless you have a BKB at the moment.
Yeah. They definitely need more damage on the Princess team. Like Medusa doesn't do much damage until much later into the game. And these other heroes are a little lacking in damage, so they need something that can, when they actually catch the Sniper, can actually like put in the damage to kill them. Because I don't really see Spirit Breaker is not going to solve the kill.
How about Nature's Prophet?
It's okay. I think it can do what they need. Like, in Spirit Breaker charges Sniper, NP just like TP's on top of him. He can do the damage. But this hero is kind of like,
terrible?
if I'm not mistaken, really bad at the moment.
Yeah, like 42%.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
And that's the global win rate. Imagine what it is in the LD2L tiers.
Yeah.
I do think he's actually got a pretty good scenario for him set up here. In particular, one nasty thing he's going to be able to do is he's going to be able to put people in Sprout Jail, wait for the Marana Arrow, and then just collapse into trees and just start beating people up.
Why does Princess team not get second pick like either time?
I guess they chose.
I guess it's kind of weird.
It's assassin, alright.
I think right now, first pick is what you want, so wouldn't blame them for it.
I think once again the Monsters just have a much better draft. We'll see. I mean, the Deuce is... I don't know. This
Yeah,
is
well-
hard to deal with, for sure, but I mean, I don't know. I think they do have good answers. Decently good answers.
Yeah,
I
well,
think Meduse is pretty afraid of like a core Nyx, right? Maybe? Not sure
Maybe.
how that matchup works.
it's
Well,
still
it's like a
it's still
mid-mix.
surprisingly. Yeah, I think Neek's Assassin has the best Medusa counter win rate on this lineup. It's still not 50, but you know.
They have enough, like each individual hero doesn't single-handedly solve for Dusa, but like between the 3 heroes that they have, they're all good answers for Dusa. I think they'll do fine. Like obviously Nyx
Cora Ban, by the
can
way.
do some... Yeah, it's not gonna do anything for a sniper in lane.
Yeah, it is a bit unfortunate for him. Probably picked that assuming it was going to be Sniper mid, which it's not. And Sniper Abaddon is like always bad for Abaddon. He really can't do anything to that guy. Mirana is going to help a little bit, but not that much. Going to be a bit unfortunate, but
They need a lot of farm for their team to work. Like NP needs a lot of farm, Deuce needs a lot of farm, and even Abaddon needs a lot of farm. None of them are function without a lot of farms. So I don't know.
Feels like this game could be pretty similar to the last game, and that like lanes don't go that well, and then like mid game you're just way behind because your team needs more time and their team's like spiking.
Yeah, and I think they like even picked a greedier lineup than last time. Like Abaddon, is there any valid build that isn't just like Manta or like Radiance? Like you have to buy this like really expensive items to work, right? As a core, I don't know if there's what else can you do? Like Echo Saber, I guess maybe. I don't know. Blink Echo maybe, but I don't think it's good. So you need a lot of money.
I don't want to reveal my secrets on air.
Okay.
I don't think you need to go millionaire build. I mean, you better not be planning on going a millionaire build if you're laning against Sniper and who's he going to be laning with actually? Sniper and it's going to be, I believe Lion was no, it was Yellow Crown. So it's going to be Sniper Undying. Abaddon doesn't really care much about Undying, but the Sniper he cares a heck of a lot about, which is always a very unfortunate situation for him.
The battle begins.
What can you do? What would I do? I mean, I think first of all, I wouldn't pick Abaddon in this game, because this is a pretty poor Abaddon game, all things considered. You're really not going to be able to close the distance with a lot of people. You've got a lot of things to do with the Aphotic Shield. So a lot of things where there's definitely going to be a lot of situations where either A, that's going to unfairly tip a matchup in your favor, you're just going to win it, or B, it's just going to make some saves. So that's cool. But that's like almost where the upside's in. Mist Coil is going to be completely useless this game. Maybe you could do the funny shard build where you just go AoE on the Mist Coil and just start blowing people up with it. That's like the best I got here. That's not necessarily what you want to do usually.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think what would be cool is if he goes like Blink on Abaddon. I think he almost has to, because otherwise I don't know how they catch Snipe.
They just killed Lion randomly, okay.
Morona with the Dusa. So.
Oh, he's trying now.
Okay, so they did put the Mirana. Yeah, that was smart, because he can't advantage range and he'll get arrowed every time and die.
I also like the concept of the Spirit Breaker in Abaddon lane as well. At the very least, he'll be able to close with the Sniper in some form or fashion, which Abaddon is going to kind of struggle to do otherwise. You know, Abaddon can do a great job taking care of the Undying, he does not care about this guy, and the Spirit Breaker can do a pretty good job taking care of the Sniper, so it's all set up. I don't know how happy I am to see the Princess Hollywood lane happen, but... No, Deuce's Courier!
He lost the courier!
Radiant's courier
No, didn't have any on it.
Giraffe? Might be
But
dead.
we're just getting wrecked.
Okay.
The double range lane does not feel good for him. Lion's kind of weak, early on.
Yeah, in a few levels, like level 5 is going to be a little better, but for now it's going to be kind of rough. Hollywood actually tried to go back in there.
I actually think he should have just got manager in level 1. I think that would have been hilarious.
It would have been funny.
'Cause, like,
Else.
I
So
don't
he
know
could
if it
suck
would have
for
been
a
good.
half a second, and then that's it.
I mean, look. He's draining
Yeah,
him.
he drained almost as much as the one's gonna give him back.
Okay, but wait till he gets level 2.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, this I mean, that does kind of sound jokey, but I do think this lane is going to gradually get stronger as time goes on here. You know, when Pit Lord starts getting more levels of his E, and his Q, when Lion starts getting more levels of that mana drain, they're actually going to become very credible threats to Medusa. It's going to be a bit hard for Mirana to just completely manage that, though. It is still modern day Medusa you're talking about. It's not the easiest to kill, even in the most ideal situation.
Yeah. He's getting his last 60, even though they fed, like,
Sure,
topless dies.
That is unfortunate.
That's not the gank you want, that's for sure. The gank that gives up a kill and doesn't get anything.
Yeah. Did at least get Lion and TP to the wave. So this bot lane is going to be even freer for a little while, but that's all they get for it. And meanwhile, Abaddon is just sitting here looking at this lane top. He really cannot do anything with that Spirit Breaker
No,
here.
he's so screwed. There's not much Spirit Breaker can do.
Yeah, it's so sad. I think there's a lot of pause ones where it's like if they had picked it instead, then Abaddon could have had a nice, good impact on this
Pressure
game.
on Sniper, but he's not gonna die. We got some good pressure. I think he's low now. If he gets charged again, he could die. No, he got the heal. The soul rip.
Soul
Nice.
rip.
Oh, that's so.
They're coming in again, actually.
What were you
They're gonna
expecting?
try. Soul rip.
Nope.
Making all the difference.
Looter actually thinks about going in from behind there, actually starts to teleport, and then ultimately decides NVM. Trio of NP, Mirana, and Spirit Breaker, even if it is very anti-meta on the MP front, only could have some impact on this particular game. And it's just so much crap. It's just hitting you so fast, so long.
He go for 2 levels in mana drain. He did. Nice.
There you go.
But he's just dying to Mirana, so.
Yeah. Cannot trade this. I mean, it's the Hollywood Mirana as well, which is not a point in your favor. If you're the Lion here, you know. Okay, Majwani is just... I know I said he was standing, but oh, I is not how you do that. Shoutouts to Warcarp for being wrong. Should have known, because that's the buyback status hotkey.
He keeps draining the wrong guy. Don't drain Thugwood, drain Princess.
Yeah, that's his health. It's health drain when it's Princess.
Yeah, you're literally a Pugna, basically.
Yeah, you are.
Medusa, top of the net worth charts, largely following the last hits chart so far.
There he goes. Look at that. I mean, that's pretty good.
Has been killed.
If he does it like 3 more times, and it's on a very low cooldown, so keep that in
Stay
mind.
where you are.
But he needs to
Oh my
like
God,
stop wasting his time trading with Mirana.
The arrow accidentally just hit Giraffe up there. He cannot be happy.
I mean, he like this mana drain. It has like no cooldown. He should just use it every single second he can.
It's okay.
Yep, got a little shut up there. That's kind of the issue with the Abaddon versus Sniper matchup. Quick, hit wand and save him!
Helpless says, "Get down, Mr. President," and takes a bullet there.
In fairness, you didn't have enough mana afterwards anyway.
Wait, he died anyway. JB came over.
Oh,
And
Nick's got him. J-Bay too good.
that's his ult. That's his first usage of the ult, I think. And next ult, yeah, maybe you can kill Deuce. Deuce is the only hero that's having a good lane on the Radiant.
True. Yeah, the disparity between Looter J-Bay is definitely notably higher this time.
Yeah. I mean, Looter has a good amount of denied. It's just kind of okay. J-Base.
Majwani
I mean,
just
they
doesn't
saw that.
even exist.
Yeah.
Okay, they're gonna... What? Why would you cancel that? Did he get stunned? That's nuts!
JB's going bottom here.
Yeah,
Yellow
he wants to
Crayon
kill
just,
Dude.
Yellow Crayon just stole the Wisdom Rune.
Oh, he's
He
just
wants
gonna
to
settle
do something.
for Hollywood. I guess that's fine.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ooh, and a
It's not gonna be,
courier.
it's not gonna be fine for Princess if he just kind of stands there.
Whoa. That's so bad. That courier had his Blade of Alacrity on it too.
Yep.
I think he's dead. Yeah, very dead. No, he had a big wand. Maybe he's not dead
Full on
after all.
charge there.
Dire's middle tower is under
Oh
attack.
man.
Yeah,
Very
he's living.
low.
Looter's gonna get a turn kill on J-Bay as well.
Yep, he does barely get it. Gets the double.
I don't know what's wrong. I would have made the same mistake. Well,
Princess.
I thought for sure Deuce was dead, but they didn't take into account the magic wand.
Yeah, well, it's typical, tragic Spirit Breaker matchup. Yeah, that's not great. That's super not great. Medusa is already back up over half mana again. You've knocked out her giant wand, which is good, but it was a shame that Looter didn't go top up there. I do think that was a pretty free kill on Sniper, but making sure Princess didn't die and getting a double there was probably worth more, especially considering Sniper is not even
Princess dying.
the same. Okay.
A lot there.
Speaking of Princess being alive, but
Speaking of Princess not dying.
okay, they're gonna dive right here. House 5 just took the Twin Gate.
He's dead.
Yeah, that's not good.
Almost got the deny on himself.
They did just get Reedy, but unfortunately, as I was about to say there, Reedy is not even in the same league as Princess is right now for last hits. So that was not a worthwhile trade in their favor.
It's 16 denies on the Sniper version. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, Spirit Breaker hasn't been here most of this lane.
Yeah.
This is,
Four heroes running up here.
yeah, Copless just almost accidentally took the Pillar Express there.
Ooh, Looter?
Yeah, everyone's just getting killed behind the
Killed.
T1 up here.
I get caught this as well. Missed the
They're
trap
looking
on
for somebody to go, but nowhere
That's
to.
5 heroes in top. After 3 kills. At least do so.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Not
If
under
you look at the net
pressure.
worth chart, Medusa is leading it, but only by a hair. Very shortly followed up by Neeks, and now Pitlord is pretty close as well. So that's suddenly a lane phase that started out looking very optimistic turned very pessimistic with just one go.
I want to nitpick.
Nitpick.
He's like farming these camps right here is just not what he should be doing. Like on Medusa, you should go like south and like you know where the hot tub is for that camp.
Yeah.
You can pull the camp to the right of it and then like pull the hot tub camp and you can stack both of them and you can hit them both.
Spirit Breaker trying to go for that. Very brave.
And what he's doing right now is like
Radiant's bottom tower
first of all not stacking is really bad.
Okay, Reedy's about to randomly die up at top.
The wrong place to be.
The Looter keeps CPing into this lane to like cause havoc and murder people.
And so far, with the exception of the one time it massively backfired, it's been working.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
JB's here to kill Looter again.
JB's here to not kill Looter.
Middle tower is under attack.
What a god.
Image 20,
He's
there
out of
came as
mana.
well.
If he had enough mana to use his Mind Flare or whatever, he would have killed me, but he ran out of mana.
You just pick up the Dagon.
Nyx has like serious mana problems actually as a hero. I played it recently and it's like feels like you never have enough mana to cast all your spells. Because if you cast all your spells, you have 0 mana after you're done.
I feel like
Like,
that's almost the
Radiant's middle
the
tower is under
just
attack.
overwhelming defining feature of this patch is just I never feel like I have enough mana.
Yeah, I guess.
Space Cowboy,
He
yeah,
needs-
Brady did indeed win game 1. Shouts to
He
Space
needs a
Cowboy for
neutral
joining.
item that gives him mana. If he gets a neutral item that gives him mana, then it makes a world of difference.
So all you have to do is gamble.
Exactly. Well, not as much as you used to,
Yeah, that's true.
but yeah.
Majority is definitively clawing to try and find a place back into this game. If there's one... Okay, Yellow Crayon just randomly getting killed up at top. There's one very good piece of news for him here. Sniper is really not doing any better than he is, all things considered. Oh my god, he got a blade mail on a bed. I'm gonna throw up!
Dire's top
I
tower.
mean, he almost killed Reedy.
He did with the surprise blade mail. He
That's
clicked
true.
him one more time.
The sad news is that works one time ever, and he didn't
One
even get the
time
kill.
only.
Yeah. Oh
blade
god, he
mail
popped
will-
it. He popped it during ult too.
It'll let him farm, I guess. But yeah.
And not efficiently. No, you don't want to do that as a bad. Already, I don't like blade mail on most pause 3s unless there's a lot of uncontrolled damage. I mean, more than just like the Pit Lord and the Shrapnel. Yeah, I already don't like it because I don't like any item that encourages you to hit somebody else instead of you as a pause 3. But on a bad, it's like you always want their maximum possible attention.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Again, they really can't do anything about this Nature's Prophet, it feels like. He's kind of... Every time he shows up and he just drops the trees, he just gets something done. Copless is getting worn down by the Pit Lord here, though. And then he gets tipped. What? Wait, huh? Wait a minute, what's he got on Courier? Oh my god, power treads. Oh no, bro. I gotta stop looking at Abaddon's inventory, everybody, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, attack speed is good on the hero, I guess, but other than that, I don't know.
Especially in a game like this, you just always need phase, basically. If you're not a support, it's not even like a thought in your head, just get the phase. If you absolutely, positively must do this, just get early bongo boots. I mean, why would you even want that? Especially when a Spirit Breaker's on your team. I mean, he's got phase instead of bongos, so unlikely to get it, but you can always sell those. Either way, power treads. I don't like it.
Yeah, this already has Manson. It's like pretty early. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I
Okay,
shouldn't
Reedy
be
just got
farming.
eliminated from this world. You remember that thing I was talking about that Marana Nature's Prophet Spirit Breaker combo being really nasty? Yeah, they got that. They got that done. Sniper really just cannot... If Radiant maintains a vision advantage, it's so hard for Sniper to ever do anything. He just needs a bodyguard of 3 people to do, like, camps, basically. Which is just not efficient, especially when you're facing Medusa, who is, you know, almost double your net worth.
Sure,
Yep. Hollywood cuts in from behind. What a good
nice.
trees!
Nice. That's a godly smoke. Might still be dead. Oh, Jimmy. We'll settle
Hollywood's
for
gonna-
Hollywood.
Princess is here. Slaughtered the tombstone, man.
Yeah, they got a great anti-tombstoning lineup. Abaddon hits Blade Mail, then he ults.
And no one clicks him,
Is under attack.
and then he dies.
If you're gonna do this, the idea is that you Blade Mail after your ult happens, you see. To discourage them from immediately just killing you 1 second later. Well, that was very awkward. Overall, win for the Dire there. In particular, Medusa showing up added nothing to that exchange. Except she got a free tombstone, that was it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Lion got a haste rune.
She ulted and they had to walk away because of it.
That's true, but on the other hand, it was a very offensive ult. You know, it was an ult when already the scenario had kind of dispersed, and all that was the only person who was really in danger anymore was Mirana until Abaddon walked into it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It was still a little awkward after that.
Defeating.
Sniper diffuse, kind of as expected.
Yep. Matrix Prophet's second place on the net worth charts. It's a sentence you're not going to hear many times this patch, but here we are.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Spirit Breaker has finally gotten a level of bulldoze.
His problem isn't getting net worth, it's just he doesn't often like do anything with it. He can farm, but he doesn't really win games.
Is under attack.
I think this game state's pretty good for Radiant. Like, if I was playing Dusa right now, I'd be thinking that I'm about to win this game.
Yeah, it's certainly the trajectory they need to meet. The only downside is that Abaddon is like not a hero again. Oh my god, Reedy.
Oh, this SB, Nature's Prophet, is disgusting.
Unfortunately, Neeks showed up at a very awkward position in the middle of that and just eliminated Looter from existence. Bugwood will soon be no more. Couldn't even watch it.
They have a bit of a next problem.
Ben is going to go for the Pipe of Insight here, which will help a little bit with that.
Princess is gonna get a butterfly, and then it's actually pretty funny because Nyx is never gonna buy MKB, right? And he needs to right click for his ult, so sometimes it could take him like kind of a long time to ult. And so he gets really unlucky.
Especially if we see like an Abaddon pick up Radiance later on or something, just to exacerbate it even more, like a Trickster's Cloak or something.
Yeah, so again, you see a Diffy builder or an anti-mage humanity team, you go early butterfly. So Princess has got this this hero's item builds down.
Yeah, that's true.
Ping.
Like butterfly.
Oh, they're gonna try to snipe the Undying Courier?
This will come in handy.
Answer is no. Looter has better things to do.
Dire are scanning.
Well, that time, the stun was a little harder to get out. Sabo getting some really good multi-man Qs out.
Nature's Prophet died though. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was awkward. They need better vision on this lineup. Their vision here is not helping them. The Dire has wards all throughout their jungle, and Radiant has only a couple of wards. They're pretty much all on the single stretch of river.
Yeah, I think if you're playing support in this game, you just have to accept the fact that it's your job to be super mega poor and buy like a boatload of sentry wards. I think that's just what you have to
buy
do.
a boatload of sentries, get aggressive for the vision. Death, where you get a good observer out, is definitely a worthwhile cause in this game with this lineup.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. As long as like they don't, they don't know that it's there. Because if they see you like super deep and kill you, they might assume you're warding, and then you die and there's the ward. Yeah, you get it down and it stays. It's worth it.
Medusa 12k net worth right now, over the 9k Neeks, 9k Pit Lord, and then nearly 9k Sniper and Furion.
Dude, this Seduce is so fat. It's really hard for that for kill her. Okay, she's gonna get Hurricane Pike
about
next.
To get Spear Breaker here. Yeah, these guys just are in the unfortunate position where unless they know where Nyx is, they just cannot be alone in this game.
No. My problem with Nyx though is that he kills one hero, like, he basically just uses everything, kills one hero, and then he can't do anything. And then you just have to wait until next time he can kill one more hero. And so it's really hard to use the hero to, like, get momentum in the game.
Try and get him down here. Yep. You just bring the Pit Lord Express in to bail out the J-Bay.
Has been killed.
It's a lot of effort to try and save your Nyx assassin. It's good. He is your top net worth guy, but I don't know. It's like Furion has got a pretty clear shot at a T2 now. It doesn't look like he's necessarily going to take that, but Furion's got a pretty clear shot at T2. Medusa just completely untouched during that time. There's a lot of resources on that save.
It's pretty close to where they just can't kill Deuce at all. I think they can group up and just like take some towers. The only thing is, yeah, well, they can't do it if they aren't 5. Well, like, the only thing is Sniper is really good at defending. That's probably the thing that's dissuading them from just like running it down.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Neek's about to walk into a Batten, the worst possible person for him to find.
Changes hands.
Princess is doing their jungle while this is happening. Their GG jungle. Princess has given up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Batten wants to do Tormentor. Batten wants to walk into this ancient camp.
He can't die to Nyx though, right? Like,
absolutely not, and we just saw it happen there.
I mean, maybe if he walks right back at the Nyx and the Nyx just press the W on him.
This is... JV's dead.
Yep.
Probably a questionable decision to go on the Aladdin.
No, that's just not something you're going to do ever this game. Pitlord drops the Pitlord Express to try and get out, but doesn't get anywhere. The only person who they lose is Copless. Oh, Reedy barely got out of that.
It's like a fraction of a second away from that guy getting stunned.
That would have been a major disaster. That would have probably been the notable end of this game, but Furion has just picked up his Rod of Atos. It's very soon going to get a Gleipnir, which is a very annoying item on a guy who has a Medusa on his team. Medusa Hurricane Pike under construction here. Feels like at this point, by the way, that was our 9-second BKB on Nature's Prophet in that fight. It feels like at this point, this team is really good at killing all the people except the ones that matter. Like, you can just shred the Spirit Breaker or Mirana till the cows come home, but it's looking like it's going to be really tough to get rid of the Medusa. It's looking even like it's going to be tough to get rid of a Batten, even though he's had a pretty terrible game, all things considered, and J-Bay is just about to randomly die again. And not even get the kill on Hollywood in kind.
This is the problem with Nyx. It's like I think they wanted to play a game where they have a faster tempo, like the last game, but you know they're just faster tempo. But Nyx doesn't offer that to the team. Like he doesn't.
It's kind of hard to say Sniper offers that particularly well either. Certainly not from Phase 1 anyway.
No, but I mean he can sort of fill the similar role as Drow, right?
Right.
He can
but like,
sit behind
not like an Underlord. Underlord doesn't ball like that.
That's true. I mean, he buys the auras though. It makes your team like unkillable, and then
he buys the auras. He makes your team unkillable. It does not fix their lack of kill potential on anybody but the Nyx assassin. So you walk into 5, you take a really long time to die, and then you die.
Yeah.
It's basically the long and short of it.
I think the goal would be that you'd hopefully hit the tower during that, and then the tower would die before you all die.
I think the ideal goal during this would be for Medusa to not have 5k over the highest core on your team.
Yeah, that's true. If you can chase Medusa down and kill her, that's like another way of winning.
You got a very good lineup to actually do that too. Very surprising that they kind of opted almost not to do that.
Yeah. Princess is too
T2
good.
top, just 100 HP. Hurricane Pike, I believe, on the way for Medusa here.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can always just yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Nyx Assassin is about to finally be looking at this Medusa here. He's got DD, but he just got hammered by the Medusa illusions. Uh-oh!
Cool.
This is
So,
not
I
a
just saw that coming.
His team's behind him this time, though. But
Yep.
they're fighting into the high ground. It's
Right,
not.
stunned by the line.
Yeah, everybody just... Yeah, they just had to disengage there. They can't do a fight like that unless Looter's gonna TP from behind, and he was not willing to do that there.
Line defeats that fight really well.
Yeah. Gonna need some folks to, gonna need to be mindful of your positioning, or you're gonna need to, deal with that pretty well. They're gonna... Or maybe the way you go about it is that you just kill the lion separately.
Yeah, that guy's gone. Might get Giraffe as well.
Yeah, he's in a very awkward spot. He does not actually have anything to cut down the tree there. He's gonna take a year and a half to die, but it doesn't matter. When you go down before anybody's even under half health here. J-Bay is back into this fight.
Oh, he got Princess with all the mana is gone. But he didn't have any damage in front.
He has 0 mana.
He's got no mana, just click the dude. I don't know if they recognize that he got no mana.
I don't know if his team did either. That was very awkward.
Yeah, it was weird that they didn't just jump on the deuce, because I mean...
Best opportunity of the game goes sailing away.
Yeah.
Let's see what chat says. Cranberry Sprite says, rip that pussy.
Okay.
Shouts to Cranberry Sprite for joining us today. One particular thing in that fight that I think had a very large impact, I don't know if anybody really noticed, and that was the Pavis off of Mirana there, which basically single-handedly kept Medusa from turning into a splat on the ground. She's going for her Scotty next.
Scotty, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think you can just get, like, no damage item. I don't think you need more survivability, because either way, like, the Nyx just removes all your mana, so...
5-man smoke is currently deploying into an area where literally nobody is. Okay, not if Looter walks right into them, though. Except they can't kill him. Oh, he died! He missed the fountain!
Oh, yes.
He missed the fountain and died as a result. That's so sad.
That happens, right? Like, you get gone on by 5 people, you literally have to click as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I do that all the time. And then I have to buy myself tangos to get out of the trees.
Oh, Princess. Nice. 4 stuff. Very good.
Very unfortunate. The Radiant should definitely take that as a sign of things to come at this point. It would be madness for these guys to not just do that over and over and over again at this point. Just constantly smoke and Hound 1 until they're forced to just be a team and stop letting Medusa farm, basically.
You could also try to get a... Oh, what is this? I don't think this works out for Spirit Breaker and Mirana. I think they just die.
Bad charging in for the bag. This is a conga line. This is how you lose your advantage.
Yeah, well, yeah. At least the Spirit Breaker got out.
You have to consciously acknowledge now these guys are 5. They're just going to be 5 from now on.
Have you seen this sniper item build? It's actually so Chad. He bought MKB Diffusal. He literally just bought items to kill Disa.
Yeah, he's like, you want to build a butterfly to counter my diffu? I'll buy an MKV next. It's so good.
It's actually so good. I like it a lot. I don't like that he didn't click the Disa in that fight, where she got away with like basically no HP. But I love the build.
Lion got himself an Ags.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Abaddon has less net worth than the Lion now.
Roche.
Yeah, they're looking at, going
They want to rush, but Sniper TP'd out. They need to, like...
Well, he's there, right?
Yeah, he's TP'd to the
Oh,
right
no,
spot.
yeah, he's there, you're right. I forgot. Rush's bottom.
And they're
I'm still not
chasing
used to it.
JB at top. We're not even going to think about doing something about, okay, that was a little excessive.
Ooh, yeah, no, he's not making it.
That's actually, like, if they had the presence of mind to go through that, that could be really disastrous.
Yeah, a portal right to the Roche. Oh my god.
Somebody just...
They can walk up to
They're
the twin
going
gate
to
and
the
still
wrong
use that.
Roche! He ain't here, guys. It's daytime.
They could go through the twin gate and kill them all. Like, this Roche is really slow. If they think about it, if they go through this twin gate, they're going on Spirit Breaker. They could kill them all.
The Lion immediately died there, which is not a great way for these guys to start a fight. Looter coming in from behind.
No. Oh no, they're on Reedy.
Chatting.
He's dead. Yeah, they could go. They go now.
Bit of a disaster.
Giraffe annihilated. Only a yellow crayon survives.
And now we can
And
get
a free Roche, yep.
Yeah, okay. So, maybe not the best Roche call, but it happens.
It was just too slow.
I mean, really, the best part of that was how Radiant started that out, checking top Roche. And of course, you have one of the best Roche heroes in the game with a Baton on your side, just to make things a little better. And Medusa just finished Scotty.
Yep.
It has the whole thing in her courier, which she's inexplicably sending to the Twin Gates. Oh, because she went there. I thought she TP'd home in VM.
The Twin Gates, like with the courier, makes it kind of. Like, that might be the courier around these things now.
Solo kill, says Hollywood, about no kill that happened wrong behind. Furion just finished AC, which is going to be something that Sniper is not going to want to hear. We already saw him get pretty annihilated in the last fight, and now the annihilation is going to be even worse. It's funny, Sniper went all in on killing Medusa, and now Nature's Prophet has just responded to that by just going all in on killing him. And MP is winning.
Yeah, I mean, Nature's also has 3k net worth advantage.
Yep.
Net worth is just way in favor of Radiant.
They just saw the Nyx Assassin take the Twin Gates. They just saw the Nyx Assassin take the Twin Gates, and Looter just doesn't care. Okay, maybe he cares a little.
I'd say because he got out of there pretty quickly.
I believe this is one of those so-called
hidden even from the brightest light.
Looter.
Okay, maybe he doesn't care. J-Bay also doesn't care. Interesting play here.
Okay.
2 ships
Well, that was
passing the
awkward.
night.
They just charged the wrong Nyx.
They gotta know. It's fake.
Invisibility.
Smoke up.
Yeah, this is very awkward. Okay, they're all coming into the jungle now. All mines are now meeting up.
Tower is under attack.
Smoke's about to pop on a
You're
bat.
gonna see each other.
This is very awkward. The pit is somewhere completely useless. They're kind of going all in on the Undying here. I don't know if I
You
necessarily...
found
agree with
JV in the back. Can he kill Looter?
that. Yes, he
He
can.
can.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Okay,
attack.
pretty big.
They got nothing for that there except the Nyx Assassin. So they are going to actually get Looter here as well. Not Looter. Looter's already dead. They're going to get JB here as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Sniper didn't want to go, but I think he should have.
That was so awkward. It felt like both teams had so many contradictory calls on that.
Not sure
Yeah.
where my Sniper is. I'm kind of agreeing with Wizard here. I mean, you have... Like, you can only get so much stronger, right? And as they're getting stronger, the Dusa and Fear are also getting stronger. You need to fight.
Wizard, here's a blast from the past. What I constantly gripe about on your lineup in Season 13 with PPM.
With who?
And your PPM team where you were playing 3.
Oh. I don't remember. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it's how you guys had these weird cascading fights where you would just call it kind of, you know, 2 or 3 people would decide to fight and the rest wouldn't want any part of it, and then the other guys would just slowly trickle in. It's kind of what we saw from the Reedy lineup there. It felt like a couple of them wanted to fight, a couple of them wanted nothing to do with it, and the Radiant was also in that position, but the Radiant was kind of playing defense in that particular engagement, so they came out of it on top.
Yeah, I said Reedy never trickled in at all ever, and I think he should have, because they like basically insta-killed Nature's Prophet. Medusa used her ult and didn't get anything. They had only lost on dying. I think
A
if
reasonable price.
Reedy comes, then like he can do the damage needed and clean up the fight.
Dire's middle tower is
Nyx
under
just
attack.
randomly finds Copeless AFK at top and just annihilates him. Now rated the J-Bay the Nyx assassin.
Like, the thing about
Okay.
this Nyx is he's gonna have a good scoreboard because he's like 13 and 5 or whatever, but all his kills are like, I don't want to say like meaningless, but they're kind of meaningless, you know. Like it's just all these random kills on the map.
Again,
they,
look at
they
that.
don't turn into objectives or anything. you know?
Look at that, like, so Nyx shows up on Looter, Nyx shows up on Nature's Prophet, Nature's wants to run away and Abaddon charges in, like, that's bad comms, guys.
I mean, this is the first game of the season, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there is some
Age has
time.
just expired on Dusa. Dusa, who is, very close to Daedalus, I should add. Very has
Reedy
Daedalus.
Reedy almost killed himself on the Tormentor. Very good.
Furion, quick, TP into that for no reason. I have a bad feeling about Copeless.
Yeah.
This charge.
I have a Satanic on Sniper now. Like you need to fight. I feel like you can't keep waiting, or this Dusa team is gonna outscale you.
Furion going for Silreg, by the way. Abaddon has
Also
just
think,
gotten
like,
himself a Crimson Guard.
The Knicks got a kill on the Spirit Breaker, right? And then they don't get anything out of it because they don't like. It's like, okay, now you're 4v or 5v4. Now you can look for a fight, but no one's really trying to do that.
Well, Sabo is going to tank the gank, as they say.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one to get.
You can go for more. You can get them
Yeah,
dying
they
here
got
too.
the yellow crayon, but they don't actually want him. They want him.
Yeah, go on. Do on. He's
Well,
gonna die.
Copeless wants him.
Ooh!
Princess could go
Reedy's
now.
here. Protection for
Dire's middle
Hollywood.
tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
They killed both the supports. Now there's no detection.
Yep.
because Core is on fire detection.
Nyx walks under a sentry, everyone pings him, but nothing else happens. Playing very cautiously on the Princess lineup here. Maybe a little too cautiously at this juncture. They have a pretty massive advantage right now, and they're gonna kind of lose it by like splitting up and trying to farm during this.
It's really hard to high ground a sniper, though, to be fair.
Like, look at this.
Oh, Princess is getting pretty low.
Doesn't matter though.
No ages. Reedy's up on the high ground. Can he do enough damage by himself?
I'm gonna guess probably not.
No, he can't. Oh?
Man, I'm gonna do
Buyback
like
on
that.
the Underlord might change things, though.
Yeah, it's gonna get rid of Looter. Princess just got 25.
It's so weird. They're like avoiding clicking Medusa, like specifically.
Maybe someone made the call like, oh, we can't kill Dusa, like, kill her team first. Because, like, sometimes that can be the way to deal with Dusa. Where your sniper specifically itemized, like most of the items he bought to kill Dusa. So I feel like you kind of want to kill Dusa.
It also kind of feels at this juncture like the first time Sniper just dies without buyback, this game is over.
The thing is, in that last fight, Princess doesn't have mana, and he doesn't have Aegis. Like, if you click him, there's a good chance he dies. Like, sure, you're getting gone on by the other heroes on your team. On our team, I mean. But, like...
Yeah, and again, I hate to
try,
say it,
right?
but you had the contradictory calling there, because you had, you know, Sniper doesn't really want to get involved in that. Neeks gives his life to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of strange. Also, I don't know what his satanic status was. I don't think he used it, so...
Nature's Prophet just got himself an Aghanim shard, wow. His really weird gimmicky axe shard.
Yeah, is it still the Curse of Old Growth? Yeah.
Yep. Manoy just said Greg equals Tennyson. I don't think I necessarily agree with that assertion.
No, that is... I don't even know he played with Tennyson enough. Just say that.
Neek's assassin trying to cut bot. Okay, Looter just can't get enough of being right in front of Neek's assassin all the time in this game.
We slip into shadow.
Oh,
Radiant structures.
so
Oh, I missed! Oh, it doesn't matter.
He's gonna die.
Can we just say officially that this Neeks has just fallen completely off the face of the earth at this point?
Maybe.
You get a go that's awesome. That's like the best go that you could possibly have on Looter like that. It doesn't even kill him and he just kills you. This Neeks is done.
I'll just wait till he gets his refresher.
Oh yeah, true.
Then.
Everyone's
Kill
looking for
him.
Roche, but he won't be up for 10 more seconds.
Actually, with refresher on Nyx, can he just like instant solo kill Medusa? Basically, like, because it's half your mana when you press Vendetta. And so if he uses it twice, it's 100% of her mana.
That's true. I'll look forward to seeing that in 30 years from now when he finishes the
Yeah,
pressure orb.
70 years.
And then when they all refuse to actually do anything to Medusa.
He has no mana and just no one's looking at him. I mean, you can see his mana like above his head. You don't even have to click on his hero anymore, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Sniper got a butterfly. Well, this Roche down bot is happening.
Or is that only allies that works for? I don't actually remember.
Are scanning.
Immortality.
Inexplicably, Princess takes a cheese.
They'll have to kill Looter twice.
Yep.
That's what I meant to say.
Not a bad idea. It's very, very insidious to kill this Medusa, especially when nobody's looking at her. So, Copeless goes going right down this line and decides, hey, maybe this thing that didn't work the last 6 times I did it isn't going to work this time either. She's right. Batten is just stalking his prey over here.
I fear nothing that moves me.
GG push you. You got him dying.
Is, trying to not die here, but it's not the easiest thing in the world. Did Medusa mean to Hurricane Pike out there?
I think so.
Oh boy,
God.
oh boy.
He's dead.
Yep,
Get
dead.
Oh, Jesus.
You're dead. Nice.
You get looter as well?
That might be
Yeah.
that might
I
be
think
tough.
you're getting looter as well.
Okay. Definitely if he
Abaddon should be dead, and then we can get looter one more time.
okay.
Yeah, he just dies in a flash. Okay.
Game is in play. Game is in play, boys.
Yeah, they can't leave Medusa alone like that ever.
They made a weird, like, let's fight them over on the right side high ground. Well, Dusa, like, runs into the base, and that was just not the way. I think what the way is, like, just Dusa Siege, just let her be the only hero that shows.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Bounty.
protect her when they go on her.
Oh, by the way, I know it's very sudden to say this, but any Lotus Orb buyers on this lineup? That could really help in this scenario.
Lotus Orb for Dusa?
Reasonable price.
Yeah, just stick the Lotus Orb on Dusa, and then now suddenly, every time Neeks drops the E-Blade on him or the Dagon on him, it's painful in kind.
Or even a Lincoln's would be pretty sick.
Yep.
I think I'm surprised he wasn't able to get out off the cheese that fight. I
he
feel
was
like he
just
had
chain
his
stunned.
chance.
He was chain stunned. He was stunned from the moment Neek
Okay.
showed to the moment he died.
Right. I think he got, did he get hexed? I guess he got hexed by Lion.
Yeah, he got hexed by Lion and that.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
They didn't stack their stuns, so Perch will
Radiant's
be happy.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, maybe like a Lincoln's could have been game changing for
Radiant's middle
Dusa.
tower
And I think about it, like if you had the Lincoln's instead of Scotty, because I don't know if Scotty helps that much, but the Lincoln's would have been on. They don't have good ways of removing Lincoln's.
Somebody
Like
get that.
cheap ways of removing it.
Medusa just picked up a Blink Dagger here, is soon to be building it into a Swift Blink.
Yeah. He just wants to jump on top of Sniper.
Yeah. Which, I mean, isn't surprising. At Sniper, even in that last fight, Neeks did a lot of, you know, smoke and mirrors type stuff, did a lot of stun work. The support line did a lot of stun work. But, okay, I guess we do have Lotus Spires in chat, because Spirit Breaker just suddenly picked one up.
I mean, I think legitimately, if there was just a sentry on the ground where Medusa was standing, then they would just win
That
the
would
fight.
also help, but neither of these... Oh, Cobless does have wards now, never mind. Smoking out here. No looter, but, you know, I don't need him necessarily. Somebody is cheering for the Hollywood team. We're looking at,
Shadows, take us.
okay, Abaddon just very much showed where they were going. Okay, this is bad for Reedy.
Oh, split though. I think Reedy lives
They're,
and he gets panic and then...
There we go, there's Medusa.
JB got on him.
Oh, JB!
Time the cheese does come out. Neeks E-blades himself. Okay, this
Nice.
suddenly looks horrible.
It's like an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
It's actually insane how much this Underlord's doing right now.
Yeah.
Double damage.
Neeks just finished up his refresher orb. I think one of the big key things that happened in that fight was that Medusa wasn't there in time. By the time she actually gets into the fight, and worse yet, not only is she not there in time, when she does get there, she ults nobody.
I want this Abaddon to buy a Manta so bad. I don't understand why he buys like Echo Saber Basher instead of just like a Manta style. It's like to me
I mean,
it isn't like core.
What does it mean in this game? Like, the only person that it matters if you silence him is Neeks Assassin, and the Manta style is not going to help you much with that.
Well, it's not about the silence; it's about the slow, right? And the attack speed, the extra attack speed you get.
All right,
Is
JB accidentally refreshes for no reason, and does nothing, and walks away.
They get 60% slowed. So if you get that on Sniper, like I don't know what he does. He just kind of.
Well,
like,
you already got the Scotty.
unloads.
He's spending a lot of his time in the Gleipnir. The problem isn't that they can't catch Sniper. They have a very good ability to keep him exactly where they want. The problem is that the resources that it takes to kill him allow everybody else on his team to just kill them.
Yeah, I guess. I still think it's not like the Basher Echo Saber does anything that the Manta wouldn't do, but better. So
I never liked it. It's very memey.
because it does this like
Oh my god.
kind of the same thing, I guess. With the Manta, it feels better because you do more damage and you get the dispo.
Even at a
They've caught JB.
Oh,
what an
There's
arrow.
here. They're dropping everybody in to try and stop
They
this
don't
from
have any
happening.
damage.
Abaddon is taking the Pit Lord Express to bot. Goodbye. Abaddon doesn't know where his halt key is.
Alrighty. Interesting.
He came back through.
Goodbye, Hollywood. BKB on the Spirit Breaker. Saves his bacon a little bit there.
They're gonna get this Abaddon, like, eventually? Like, why did they give up on chasing him? They just gave up?
Because they want to go to mid-T3
Yeah, I guess
instead and start a fight there.
run it down? Run it down?
They just do not care about this
Radiant
guy.
structures are fortified.
And to be fair, he doesn't do that much. He got the auras, at least.
The charge under.
I think Kupus is dead. No.
Radiant's middle tower.
They're just
has
watching
fallen.
Sniper take out their racks.
Yes. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Yeah, and a Medusa ult on.
He blinked in,
Okay.
man.
There's was about to say, a Medusa ult on nobody. It is on somebody this time.
He's
These
killing
guys are
the
getting
enemy.
pretty annihilated.
He's about to die.
Right now.
Yeah,
He's dead.
He's back though.
My
Oh
back. Redwood going down. Copless going down.
Dire's top
Sniper.
tower is under attack.
That sniper, man, he just mans up. Holy.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Freon's like, screw fighting this, I'm just gonna take bot
Radiant's
T3,
middle
call it a day.
has fallen. Dire's bottom tower
It's like Reedy just reached the point where he's like, okay, I'm 6 slotted, let's go. And he just walked down. Okay, they're on.
Unfortunately, there's no Nyx assassin here anymore, so suddenly snipers
Tank
just
pop?
die.
Extremely awkward.
Oh, he popped this Satanic. He's
Looter's
living
gone.
for now.
For an uncomfortable amount of time, like I said.
They had to use,
Unfortunately,
like, all
that was
buyback.
yeah, that was super not worth it because they had to use all their buybacks, and Reedy has his. Satanic on the Nature's Prophet.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're gonna. I guess if Radiant tries to push, then Dire buys back. They win the fight. They win the game.
Yep.
Basically, any fight that Dire wins is game at this point.
Yeah, Dire has one fight that they have to win, and they win. Radiant has to win at least 2, basically, sequentially.
Yeah. I mean, they might be able to force a sniper buyback here, maybe, but I don't think so. I don't even think
Oh,
Underlord
yeah,
should block.
They're going for Roche.
Smart. This is the Ags Roche. I'm running the Ags too.
Yep, I wonder. Could it be the
pretty good
person
on
with the?
Dusa.
Could it be the person with the Ag's blessing queued up in her inventory?
Yeah, probably.
This time, they're not repeating history. Medusa does take the Aegis.
Radiant are
She's
scanning.
got the shard and the Ags now, so it actually makes it really hard for Nyx to like do all this stuff to her.
Yeah, he's just gonna. I mean, you can just get the BKB for that, I believe.
Yeah. Does he have BKB though? He's
No.
getting
He's
his
not
own
even
Ags.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
To my house.
Got refresher though.
The million years from now came early.
I mean, it was 25 minutes ago we first talked about it. I think it was like 30 something.
Yeah, he has had it for a while though. He revealed it at that fight at the mid T3 for Radiant,
Okay.
where he accidentally popped it and then walked away.
Yeah, he's going. I mean, he's about to find his build very ineffective against Medusa. He's just gonna stun himself way too often for it his build to work. So you might need to apply something else.
Yeah.
They're looking at this Tormentor here. Will be. My prediction is that it is very likely that Spirit Breaker ends up taking this shard.
I'm not actually sure
do you
that
know?
Nyx. Yeah, you're right. I'm not actually sure that Nyx needs to be the hero to deal with the Dusa though, because I actually think Sniper deals with her like on his own. I think if Nyx he can just take all those spells and use them on a different hero, it's fine. Like if he just kills Looter every fight, like I think that's also fine.
This Baden build is getting weird. You know, for the record, the reason that you get the Basher now is because when you get the AoE Mist Coil plus the shard, it means that your Mist Coil is now just a giant AoE bonk. But he's
Oh, I
not
see.
like building to that end. He's got an Echo Saber, he's going Halberd, so he's kind of doing, you know, he's doing half of it. I don't like half measures on this guy. The nice thing about Abaddon is that there are a lot of interesting ways that you can build him, but you kind of have to commit.
No half measures, Walter.
No half measures. Medusa going for MKB. I don't know what she thinks she's gonna put in to get it, but she's going MKB.
Is Madden universal now? Oh yeah, he is, okay.
Yep.
So he does do a lot of damage. This stage.
The scaling's still pretty bean, so it's not as much as you might expect
He
initially.
just sold the Echo Saber.
Alright. He heard me talking about the half measures. He was like, well, if you don't like it, I guess I can adjust.
He got a halberd.
Yep. It's gonna be nice if he can actually get up in the face of somebody whose right click matters. And by somebody whose right click matters, I mean the one person.
I mean, now he does a 500 damage AoE mist coil, right? Because mist coil is AoE with this thing? Or...
He needs 25.
Oh, he needs 25 for that, yeah. Oh, I see, yeah. 500 damage in an AoE with the chance to bash.
Yep. Not just needs that, but he needs to go more on that if he's gonna do this route. Radiant is just what it's kind of hard for me to tell exactly what Radiant thinks they're doing at this juncture. They're just kind of I know you don't want to play into the sniper buyback. It super sucks. I get it, but like, what are we doing here? Just waiting for somebody to randomly go.
Quivering in fear. That's what they're doing. Both teams.
Goodbye, Fuckwood. Oh my god, the Glimmer Cape.
I trust everyone was out of sight.
I just like to give a special shout out to K-Said, who thought that nobody would buy Glimmer Cape anymore after the patch. Oh god. Spirit Breaker tried to go on JB there, just got shot.
Poking and prodding. Nothing's happening.
Yeah, this is the make me regret casting this game cycle.
Wait for 60-minute items, you know?
Yeah, using our Aegis to wait for 60-minute items.
This isn't exactly the type of game you want to cast. A 60-minute hype match.
No, believe it or not, no.
Uh-oh,
Okay,
JB dead. No
buyback.
buyback. Wait, why? Is he too poor?
Yeah, he just didn't save for it. He's not even really all that close. Well, they got what they wanted. Some guy randomly came out and died for no reason.
No.
And they just did a solo finger on the Spirit Breaker, who was magic immune at the time. You hate to see it.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Okay, Neek's Assassin got buyback from that courier dying.
I mean, he actually... The BKB is only 50% magic resist. He still takes half damage.
That's true, but he didn't die is the important matter.
He did not die, that is the sad part, yeah.
Where he would have if the BKB wasn't there. This is the most awkward thing I've ever seen. Can I fast forward a game I'm watching live? Sniper got a rapier.
Fine rapier on
Oh,
sniper.
I
yeah,
guess.
there
I
you
guess.
go.
Yeah, there we go.
Go.
Reedy heard what we were saying, and he was like, "Okay, enough of that."
He's not messing around
Slip into
anymore.
shadow.
They're gonna smoke without their nicks? These guys are psycho. They don't even care, bro. Oh, and they're going on Looter! Do they have detection for him?
We have a sentry. Where's my bad?
Oh no, he got hacked and he's just gonna die. He used Satanic already. He kills the Looter.
My bad! Heaven's Halberd! You bought it! Heaven's Halberd! Abaddon! You're out of mana now!
Holy crap. He just...
Bro!
Okay, they still have buybacks now though.
Triple kill for Reedy.
Bro!
Did he not halberd the whole fight?
No, he didn't. He went in with Halberd on off cooldown, he didn't use it, and he died with Halberd off cooldown. In fairness, he had run out of mana because he got shot too many times, but... That, you cannot, you just absolutely cannot do that. You have... If he Halberd Sniper at the first opportunity, Sniper dies. Sniper just dies, he just falls down dead, and that's the end of that.
I deserve this.
Yeah, the Satanic, you can Satanic off the damage.
And Medusa has now bought her own rapier.
There you go. Now this is a game of Dota right here.
Hell yeah.
Is it spring already?
Is it spring already?
Right out. Refresh.
Buyback's coming out here, Looter going to top line.
I got the Necronomicon, the new Book of the Dead thing.
Are fortified.
We're gonna try and cut this. Perhaps not the best person to do, not the best time to try and go for a cut here.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Abaddon hits the mist coil on the full health Medusa and then dies. Okay, never mind.
If I was dying in this game, I would be so bored. I'd be like begging for this game to end.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Okay, what's this?
Yeah, good old
Oh
10.
no! Titanic!
Yep,
He got
Titanic
it!
pump.
Oh,
Where
no.
is my
No,
heaven's
no.
halberd?
There goes the rapier.
Rapier on
There
the
goes the
back.
other rapier.
Buy back on both arrows. He's gonna buy back. He's gonna.
Insanity. My 2 rapier carriers died first. Now we're fighting with the rest of the heroes.
Pick up the
Okay.
rapier. Pick up the rapier, Underlord.
Pitlord got it.
Yes.
And now he gets to die.
The rapier. Go Thug.
We're gonna be here all day.
What is this game, bro?
Are they gonna give it to Abaddon, the rapier, or are they gonna?
They might as well.
Just
They
sit in front of
better.
it.
They should. Put that stupid, goofy blade mail away. Pick it up, Abaddon. What are you doing?
They're just gonna sit in front of it like. Oh, here's Reedy.
Yeah, Reedy came out desperate.
Where's
and
his
he was paying
dieback?
for it. Oh, Abaddon figured out what that button
Oh
does.
my god!
Under attack.
Okay,
Oh my god!
Necro creeps in the ancient.
the game's over or what?
Necro creeps in ancient. Necro creeps in ancient.
The
Nos!
ancient.
Nos!
No, it's promising!
Nos!
You guys gotta look! I like this!
This is how this game ends!
Good.
God!
What a nice game.
Oh boy.
Finish.
Wow. Oh, and I tabbed out, so I think the Dota's gonna crash. Oh no, not anymore. I guess they fixed that bug. Oh. Oh.
That's some Dota 2 right there.
Hold on, I have to go DM somebody real quick.
That was absolutely nuts.
Yeah, that was oh, that was a little bit of a throw on the thanks line team's part. There were just so many little things that went wrong for this lineup in this game.
Yeah.
They really just, I mean, on all fronts. But I mean, really, predominantly, most notably, this off lane is just Majwani has to get he has to get a new groove. This was just to be frank, it was a pretty unfortunate showing for this start here. It just kind of seemed like both the games he's just very irrelevant most of the time. He got some auras in the second game, but I mean, and I hate to say it, but this game was decided when Abaddon didn't hit Z. If you can say a lot of things, but I think really you can boil it down. Unfortunately, he can boil it down very, very much to the point where it's like Abaddon not hitting Z at that fight around the Dire Tormentor cost them. If they had won that, if Abaddon hit Z, they win that fight. If they win that fight, they win the game, and it's pretty much the long and short of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like 60 minutes in. I think there are like a million other things before.
Yeah, no,
that.
don't get me wrong, but that's like a very pivotal, like, notable, this is
Yeah.
the moment of depression. Before that, there were some very awkward issues. I think they played pretty poorly around the Neeks for a very long time. You just got to get like 1 billion kills for free that a lot of cases you really shouldn't have. I think the supports kind of underestimated exactly how much vision they were going to need in this lineup, because you have this Spirit Breaker, Nature's Prophet, and Mirana combo, which has an awesome ability to just go out, strike out wherever they want, whenever they want. But the problem is that they just never really had enough vision on where the enemy was going to be to make that like work. And so as a result, at the end of the day, what you end up finding is they just kind of spend a lot of time running headlong into, like, the Spear Breaker charges down into, you know, the enemy Neeks assassin and just shredded. And it's not a problem of not buying the wards. You can see they got plenty of them, but it's just, I think they were placed, oftentimes they were very centralized. They were trying to set up kill zones that just didn't pan out most of the time. I don't know. The Furion felt like he should have been doing way better. The Furion showing off the 42% win rate here, I think, by having a really good game where he makes a lot of good decisions, and it just doesn't work anyway because his hero is just so weak. And, I mean, like, the many fights where there were just nobody getting ulted by the Medusa, the many awkward times when they just had an advantage and just didn't take it, they need some more dedicated shot calling. They need some more confident shot calling on this Hollywood lineup to really make them shine. Because I think, like, the second game was theirs to lose. Sorry to say it, but that's the way I see it. The second game was kind of theirs to lose. They had a lot of upsides. They just hesitated so much, so many times. Like, the sequence where they had the Aegis, and then they killed the Nyx, and then just nothing comes out of it. That was just so weird, so awkward. It doesn't sit right. Doesn't sit well. I don't know. We need more aggression. We need more of that lunchbox mentality. I was promised lunchboxes on this team, and all I see is paper bags. You know what I'm saying? That's basically the long and short of it. Anything to add to that?
Oh, no, not really. I mean, not too much. I think that they drafted pretty well on Monstars, at least to deal with the Deuce, and I like the itemization on the Sniper. I do think that kind of made going high ground a little hard, but that being said, I think the Hollywood team could have done a better job of like sieging. I don't think they had. They never seemed to put together a very solid siege. And random interesting fact, very specific, but I noticed in the end game screen, I don't know if this is like wrong, but it looks like Undying did not purchase a single ward in this 61-minute game.
Nice. Just made Sabo do all the work. That's how it's done.
Yeah, he did. Which I think is pretty funny. But yeah, that's all.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know. It's organization. This Hollywood lineup has a very severe organization problem, and you can see it in this lineup. Now, that's not a problem that can't be fixed. You see a lot of very good things come out of the Hollywood lineup this game. I mean, you would not have been in a position. This is not like a... this is a very Medusa-dominating meta, especially where we are, but this isn't like a dominant enough draft where it's like, okay, these guys should just steamroll. They fought to a good position here, but they need to learn. They need to learn to win. That's I think the biggest thing. They're really good at playing Dota 2. They need to learn how to win Dota 2. That's where they're kind of standing at. They've got a great lineup for taking a lot of advantages and a poor lineup for taking advantages of those scenarios that create. They can create advantages, they can't use them, is I guess where I'm going here. That's what it feels like. Whereas on the other hand, you do not see that off the Monstars. A very dominating performance by Reedy in both of these games. Definitely making him look good in the start of things here, especially for somebody who's kind of struggled with that limelight in the past. This is a very good debut on that pause zone roll. And, I mean, besides the organization thing, though, you definitely have to figure out what to do with this guy, because this ain't it. This ain't it, Chief. Would have been awesome to see him pick up the Rapier to start doing 9 million AoE missed coil damage, though. Well, if you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg to sign up today. It's too late to get into this season, but gonna be plenty of stand-ins. There's going to be plenty of opportunities to just get a queue, just play a random game, and get flamed by me for 2 hours straight, like Hollywood's team just did. And with that, we'll see you next time.